Many of you said it was gonna happen, and it eventually did, but not in the way you think. We built this big, beautiful chicken coop and run 7 months ago. We had only 5 days to build because we were leaving for our honeymoon. We had 20 more chickens ordered, which would arrive the day we're getting back from our trip. That meant we needed a lot more room than we had at the time. And the timeline meant I made a shortcut at one major aspect: fencing. I have a lot of this plastic fencing because I got it for free. And it works really well, but as a lot of you said, it's not actually predator proof. But in my defense, we used that plastic fencing for over a year without any issues on our last coop. So today I'm gonna finally fix that, make it completely predator proof. I'm also gonna make some upgrades to the chicken coop, but before that, let me tell you what actually happened. So one evening I come out of the house, it's already dark, and Sadie and I hear something over at the chicken coop. So we come over, Sadie's got her nose down, I know something is going on. The chickens are already away. The automatic chicken door is already closed to the coop. And for the past couple weeks, I've been realizing we've been losing feed from our feeder. But everything is closed up nice. The feeder's off the ground, so mice can't get to it, but obviously something was getting in. And the small hole that some rodent got through months ago had been sealed and untouched since. So I was asking Sadie to use her nose because obviously something was around. And Sadie, come over here, look. And she actually used her nose right here at this location and it pushed back this flap. I couldn't even tell that animals were getting in here. They had basically made a trap door that I couldn't tell they were getting in from. So I came in to staple this back together. But when I was in here, I noticed we had raccoons up in the rafters, which meant that every single night they are coming and feasting on all the chicken feed they wanted, which is a good thing because it meant that they weren't feasting on our chickens. They couldn't access the coop because the automatic door was closed, but we still had to deal with them. And if I just took away the feed every single night and didn't leave them anything to eat, they would have just switched to a different menu. So that was my fault. I had shown them a reliable resource that they could come to. They were incredibly smart where they didn't chew a hole through it anymore. They just created a passage that they could get through and it looked closed. I don't know if they were intending it for it to look closed, but it was very smart on their part. I was impressed. But today we're finally gonna fix that and make sure it's done before winter hits. It turns out chicken wire isn't actually great for chicken coops, but this should be. This is hardware cloth and it should do a really good job, and we ordered it in black so it should look really good too. So first I'm gonna remove their feeders and all their roosts I put up. Then I'm gonna take down all that old crappy netting. While I'm in here, I'm going to take out all of their old wood chippings, and I have a plan for a new way to do the ground, which they'll like a lot more. The old plastic netting was 5 feet tall or 60 inches, so it was actually at this height where we had a bracing meet in the middle. But I have to lower all the other ones because the new netting is 48 inches and we still want that 6 inches where it goes into the ground. With all the boards at the right height, I now have to dig a ditch across so that any of the new screening can go deep into the ground, deep enough where animals can't get under it. So we went with the hardware cloth, as I said. It's got a 1/2 inch opening on the front and it's pure black, and I think it'll look just as good as the old netting, if not better. We're gonna get it mostly stapled in for now. And it's amazing how invisible it is thanks to the thin wire gauge. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of excess for when I finish the siding, it can get held on. We can't believe how see-through it is, especially from the house. When you're standing at the house, you can't even tell there's screen here at all, but it looks really good. It's nice and taut and tight. We've stapled a lot of pieces and we'll figure out if we want to put a lapping board here to really hold that in, but I think it's gonna look really good. And I think we're just gonna completely crush out the rest of it and get it done right now. It's the next morning and we're almost finished up on the netting. And again, I'm so impressed by how clear it is. It looks the exact same in person as on camera. And from a distance from the tiny home, it looks like you're just peering right through it without anything in the way. I love the way it looks so far. I made sure to get the chickens' roosts back up before we went to bed last night. That way they had something for the morning. And the only section I have left to do for the netting is our soffits that have to be protected on either side. And then as soon as I'm done that, I'm gonna get to work on the small upgrades. So with the soffits done, one thing I wanna do is split up their run. The run is 16 feet long by 8 feet wide, and obviously it's very tall, and it's a good amount of space for them. I'm gonna bring in some new wood chippings for their floor in a minute. It helps with cleanliness and smell and a few other things. But I also want to make sure that they can still have sand baths. The entire property is sand, and it's really good sand, and they love taking baths in it all around when they're free roaming. But when I can't bring them out, I wanna make sure they can still clean themselves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split this area here to stay sand, and the rest of it will be chippings. So my idea is to use this board in between these two posts, and it'll keep the chippings from being shoveled over to their sand area. Chickens are so curious with everything, they're already checking it out as much as they can. And now I'll bring over some fresh chippings. I know I talk about that ice storm we had in the spring a lot because it was a doozy, but we're still using the chippings from all the trees that fell down, which is great because we can get a lot of use out of everything. Which reminds me, share your chicken hacks in the comments below. That way we can all benefit from them. I know you guys have some really smart ideas out there, so make sure to comment them below. We'll add a couple wheelbarrows of this in there, and the chickens are gonna have a heyday going through it. Look out, chickies. I mean, look at them already. Yeah, help me spread it around, that's right. Because this has been composting for like 8 months or so, I bet you there's a ton of grubs and, you know, bacteria, good stuff that they're gonna eat in it, and it'll give them something to do. So with 3 wheelbarrows of chippings in, it looks so nice and fresh. The last stuff I had in here was about 6 months old and just started to make this area smell more. But the chippings work really good as a base layer. It kind of churns their poop up. It smells just like tree chippings. It doesn't smell like poop. And the barrier is gonna work really well. You can see it separates it quite well there. It'll keep this mostly sand. They will throw some stuff over. Their chickens are very messy, but I'm happy with this because it looks a lot cleaner. You can see they're actually already starting to have baths, especially that lady in the corner there. They love having sand baths. So I'm happy about this. We'll see how it turns out. I think they're gonna like this a lot. Also, before we move on to the other things I have to add to the coop, I just wanna shout out that I finally found the right feeder and water for our coop. Before this, I was actually feeding and adding water like twice a day. And that's very annoying. That's a lot of chores. With these, I can leave them for a full 2 days without touching them. So on the 3rd day is when I fill these up. That can hold 27 pounds of feed. This holds over 10 liters of water, and that's enough for our 30 chickens, like less here. Here you go, sweetie, I'll let you go. And it's the best thing I've found. So I actually reached out, I got 15% off for you guys. It's linked in the description below. It's from Poultry Supply Co. It's the best setup I have found to date. I don't think anything's gonna top this. So I want you to have an easier chore life as well. Make sure you check them out. When we used our off-grid washroom full time, our automatic light came in handy a lot. But with us full time in the tiny home, we don't use it here anymore, especially at night. So I think I'm gonna use it for the coop. So now I've got a motion light in the coop. It's detecting this way. So when I come out to feed them, I'll have light as well as to put the feeders back. And it's also solar powered. Never had to touch it in the past 4 years that we've had it. I decided to mount it under the eave there. That way it's never gonna get any snow on it. It's also south facing. So during this entire winter when the sun is coming across here, it'll be charging up absolutely no problem. That's why yesterday felt like I didn't get anything done with doing this netting. It's because it's getting so dark so soon. I mean, yeah, it's about to get dark soon anyway now, so I gotta get moving. But let's give the chickies some old stale chips. They love corn. If you watched my last coop upgrade video, you'll know that we added solar and battery power to the coop to allow for lights and fans and all that good stuff. But that's not gonna work real nice for them in the wintertime when it's very, very cold. So in order to give them some good heat, I'm going to install a heat lamp. And chickens are very hardy creatures. They can handle the cold, but I wanna make sure they're comfortable as well. So when it gets below -20 at nighttime, I wanna make sure that they have some warmth when they're roosting. So I'm gonna have their heat lamp here. That should keep them nice and toasty warm because they all mostly fit here on these 2 roosts. Because this will be the first winter with this coop, I have to figure out if I'm gonna need another heat lamp there. I might have to have 2 and a little bit lower to keep them nice and toasty, but we'll see. I also installed a diesel heater in our DIY shipping container shop, which you may have seen. And I'm toying around with the idea of actually putting a diesel heater as a backup on the side of the coop here. That way, if we're out of power, which we happen to go out of power a lot, I'll be able to feed some really nice dry warm heat into the entire coop, and that might be really comfortable. So let me know in the comments below if you think that's a good idea. Also, it's about to pour. It's about to absolutely pour here. I've been trying to get as much as I could done yesterday and today before that happens. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up. But all in all, this upgrade was pretty good. The hardware cloth is great. I love that it's black. It's easily see-through. It's far better than the chicken wire and the black stuff, the black plastic fencing we use that you guys are telling me to get rid of for so long. I'm happy you did so. The bath area is gonna be a sweet addition for them, keeping them clean over the winter. And the new chippings are awesome as well. It's gonna be smell-free. The last one's lasting 6 months is awesome. The fact that I don't have to change it that often really helps with the smell. It helps with chores. It looks really great. The lighting is gonna help because it's getting so dark so soon. And the heat lamp is perfect because I wanna keep them warm and we wanna keep egg production up. But like I said, it's about to rain in literally like 3 minutes. It's about to pour. So if you haven't yet, please like this video. It helps me out because I can continue to bring you free content. And if you haven't yet subscribed, consider doing so. And I'll see you on the next video.